everybody, how we doing? We're here again to watch me program. First of all, I want to get a couple things straight. Is my microphone working? Because I'm like I was jacking around the setup just now, and because we had some problems on the last stream. So if nobody can hear me, then we got a problem. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for showing up to this. I'm going to start out putting the beta sign up. If you guys want to register for the beta, I'll leave that on the top of the chat while I do this. And so today we got the torches in, which was a big deal because it really changes the way that the game looks. Oh wow. Like donations right off the bat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Am I late? Oh yeah, I am a couple minutes late. Sorry about that. So we're doing some serious work today. So we're putting the torches. We have the torches are in the game, and we are going to tweak out the light on the torches. So when I did, let me just get those up while we're doing this. There we go. I guess I could have waited till the project was loaded up. So when we made Savage Lands, I did a lot of work on the fire, especially the light that comes off of the fire, and I was going to port all that code over to CastleMiner Z today for the torches, which is kind of cool because it gets to show you essentially kind of how we do things and the porting process that goes from Unity to Unreal Engine. And I'm always get a little nervous when I have to program on camera, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. So let's see, I just did a git. And the torches should pop up here any second. Here we go. And now I got a torch in my hand. And the torch's got a cool fire on it. And we can go down into the caverns here and sort of see the effects. So we're going to tune the light that's coming off the torch. Not really the torch itself that much, but the light. I can also drop these on blocks now, and you can see how these light up the caves. Put this one away in my hand. This is all pretty good. It just needs a little bit of adjusting. The light is too intense here, and the way that the light bounces around, I have a better way to do. John threw this in there. He did a good job, but we're gonna fix it up a little bit. So yeah, let's get to it. So I have the places in code here. Let's stop this. I have the places in code already where we do this light effect. And I just did this a little bit of a different way. What I would do is I used brown noise to modulate the position, the intensity, and the hue of the light. And I have code from Savage Lands, actually, where I did this. I want to make sure that this works exactly. The way we did. So I'm going to start by porting over this brown noise class. It's actually a really simple class. It's just this here, but it gives me an opportunity to do some stuff in Rider here. So let's add a class called brown noise. And in this class, we're just going to take just copy and paste our stuff here right into it. And we're going from C# to C++, so there's some differences that we're going to need to make here. So this is going to be private, and I have to figure out how, okay. So I can explain how this works. It's brown noise is, oh God, there's some complicated mathematical explanation to it, but it's sort of like a noise that dances around in a very particular way. Hey, thank you so much for the donation. So hyped for the game. I appreciate it. I am hyped too. I'm hyped. And that random class doesn't exist in Unreal, and I don't know what the random class is here, so I have to look this up. I'm so unfamiliar with Unreal development, and I'm very grateful that John is very familiar with it, because for me everything it's slow. It's very slow for me to do things, but I don't know, probably fine for you to watch. Okay, so let's go and find, I think I have this in the world builder actually. Might just do a quick search. F match rand range. That's it. Okay. So it's this. Okay, this is going to give us our noise. I think this is all we have to do actually. Let's see if there's a different way we have to define this. We may need this in here, but maybe it's in here already. I don't know. Let's try I should be able to do, let's just do a compile here. Looks like that's good. Okay, that's not going to do anything, so there's no point in running it. Okay. Now let's go back into here. So John had a thing that dances around the position. I think we're going to try to replicate that first with the brown noise just to make sure that we got it right. So I think in my class here, so this is all we need from here, is this is my original class, is that I made a brown noise class for each of the axes. And then we varied the position by a number that I call bob amount. And this isn't my code, so I have to get used to this. There's a way to do this inside a writer where you can just say, yeah, there we go. And since this is C++, this doesn't work like this. I think we just do this. Okay. And I'm going to make these initial values It's great. I see a lot of questions popping up in the threads, and it's great to see you guys answer the questions yourself. It's going to make this a lot easier for me. Okay, so let's just hack this in here right now and just see what it is. So he has this thing where he's dancing the thing around. So we're going to just say delta time. This doesn't seem right. So I think that's a AI completion. Oh, this isn't based on time. Very interesting. Okay. It's one of the effects of this. It's kind of an elegant way of doing this. And eventually these will be editable parameters. Let's try that. And okay, current is just going to be these three. Wow, this will be this is going to be a short video if this all goes this smooth. need this. Let's save all. And let's just do a build here. Ooh, I saw it. I think whatever we're doing, it is doing the right thing, but it is way too fast. But that's encouraging because it is actually doing the right thing. And it looks like it's way too much. I got to figure out in Unreal how to expose these values. I don't really remember how to do that. So let's property editor. Yeah, here we go. And we will make this be a double. And we'll call this Bob amount. Default it to 0. And we will call this one Bob rate. Okay. And in our class here, we should be able to take these out. Okay, save all. Let's go back to Unreal and build this and see if the values show up. Oh, wow, donations. Didn't see this. It's really hard to pronounce the handles, yeah. Thank you. I love CMZ. Thank you. Besides CastleMiner Z, what game are you the most proud of? I love all the games. I think Laser Wars is one of the ones, especially Avatar Laser Wars 2. I thought that one came out really well. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate it. So now if I run this, I should be able to adjust those in real time, I think. These values should show up on the torch light. No? Handheld torch? Yes, they're right there. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm going to pull these over to the other screen while I adjust them. This really isn't a good way to do this. Okay. Let's get a torch in our hand. Let's go underground. And this is working right because the Bob amount is 0 right now. So what I should be able to do, try to get this on the screen, is I should be, oh, no, I want to eject. edit these. What if I could just pause and edit them? Oh, no, I gotta touch it. This is what I gotta do. I gotta touch this one and edit it. That's right. But probably be running while I do it. Torchlight, edit in Blueprint. God, I was just doing this like a second ago. Oh, here we go. This is it. Great, great. And our values should be down here. Is it up here? Torch. Is the light, but I don't know where I edit these. This is me. You're watching me learn Unreal Engine in real time. Find where these values are. While I'm waiting for the answer to my problem, we'll do this. This is what we started with before. Let's start with this, but a little smaller values. And we will run. Hey, Dead, thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. Under. Oh wow! Thank you for the donations. Okay, I made a mistake here. Jesus. Okay, we're gonna have to stop and restart this. Make sure I do a compile. Oops. Hey, thank you for the donation. Let's see if I can edit this here. Yes, there they are. They show up. Cool. And let's get underground. And let's tweak these values. First of all, I think there is probably too much. And too fast, maybe. Oops. This should be like 0.1. This is a good place to see it. It's a little bit too subtle. Let's I actually think that looks good. Maybe a little too much. What do you think? Whoa, donations. Kissa Desu, I thank you so much. It's a very, very generous donation. I really appreciate it. Somebody, another donation too. Somebody said, you know, are we keeping the dragons? Yes, absolutely keeping the dragons. Somebody said the torch here looks amazing. Thank you so much. It was we were happy about the way that it came in. I actually think this is it. Like I think that this is the, at least for the position. It's a little weird when we get close to stuff, but I'm not sure that that's. Let's go walk around in the caves a little bit and see what that looks like. Should write down that value. What is that? 27 and 27 and 0.16 instead, in case we crash here. Just gonna go down and find a deep cave. This is what it'd be like walking around. I think it actually dips too low, like the intensity. Oh, it's not that. It's because it probably runs into the post because we're not varying intensity yet. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Right now we're just looking at the movement of the light and we're going to flicker it. Like it shouldn't be flickering at all though. So I have to figure out what's going on. I should look at John's thing. It's cool is when stuff starts coming together here. Let me throw a torch on the wall. I'm not sure that this has my same effect on it, but it doesn't actually look like it does. I don't know where that light's coming from. That's really weird. Some sort of bug. But this is kind of how the caves are going to look. And this is why we wanted to get the torches in here. Somebody asked, how do we do something like this in this amount of time? And the question is because we are badass. Everybody on the team has been making games for like their whole life, and we're all old. So that's the way that we do it. So we all have different specialties, and we're all sort of like been around for a really long time, making a lot of the games that you've played. I don't know if anybody's seen all this stuff down here. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do just for kicks? Let's just do just spawn a couple zombies down here, just to see what they would look like in the torchlight. I'll take a screenshot of that. Oops. Oh, there's one guy left up here. Somebody asked what each member specializes in. John is an extraordinary engineer. We have a very experienced artist on the staff, and I started my career as an engineer, but ended up, I do a lot of art as well, and music. Everybody on the team are musicians. I think these bodies are going to go away. This guy's heads light up. It's pretty cool. These are all stand-in enemies right now. I'm here playing the game. I think I could get rid of them with Shift Control Z, I think. Shift Z. Yeah, there we go. Make them go away. I just want to get a screenshot while we were here because it actually looks pretty cool. There we go. That's it. I like to send these off to the team when everything comes together. Okay. Let's go back to editing the torch now that we have the values in here to edit, and we decided on, what was it, 27 and 0.16. Let's save that, compile it. Oh, thank you for the donation. Any plans for new melee weapons? Our plans right now are getting a game running, and we're trying to do that as fast as we possibly can and get it to look as beautiful as we possibly can. But it's really easy for us to add stuff like that in, and you know, I would love to have a lot of different melee weapons in. So I think the light is dipping inside of the torch model. Just check this really fast. Walk out of it. I think there's a way that I could. Yeah. So that ball dancing around there, that's the movement that we put on the torch. And I think it's dancing around inside the torch every once in a while. It's cool to watch that. This is like a very, very simple math function. Somebody's asking about laser swords. Like we already have laser swords, so we're not going to take things out. Okay. I should probably fix that. I wonder what the orientation is. I wonder if it's Z. I just want it to bounce above this and not inside of it. So we could test that. What this will do is make one value really big, and I think it's Z is the up direction here, but again, I'm like so unfamiliar with Unreal. Hey, Boxer King, thank you. Murder Miners fan. Yeah, I have. I know those guys. I've talked to them several times through the years. We are good friends, and I'm excited to see their thing come out too. Next one is: will the game have any sort of anti-cheat made so it's not so easily decompiled or tampered? I think that the Unreal games are probably harder to decompile, and we will use any sort of anti-cheat software that is available to us when we ship. But we haven't done the networking yet, so I don't really have a answer to that. But thank you very much for the donation. Let's, okay, we were building, so this is probably, I lost my train of thought here. Okay, we got to go back in here and build. We'll stop this, and we will do a compile. And get back in. And now if we eject, we should just be able to do it here. We should be able to see where the light is, and it should be like in a way different place, way up there. So that's the right thing to do. So we should probably just add an offset value that we can set in the editor. So I'm just going to, I'll make another parameter here. I think it's going to be like 1. Yeah, I'll set it for 0. And that one will go down into here. And we will save all. Stop. Do a build. Hey, thank you for the donation. I do not know the controversy of the Murder Miner games, but I know that they were always controversial in the Xbox days, so nothing surprised me at all. Thank you for the donation. Somebody said something about a spawn animation like Ark. I know of Ark, but I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd like to see it. I'm up for suggestions. Okay, let's do this. Let's go back into this. Let's eject out of here. Let's look at our light again. We're picking up speed. Okay, and now the vertical offset, we can lift this up. And I don't know why we lost our movement on our torch. It's interesting how we lost the effect. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Set this to 1. That is so weird. Why does it do that? And we totally lose it. And I don't understand what the difference is between those two values. Let's it's obviously doing something. Let's just try stopping and compiling. Maybe I got distracted. Somebody's asking here if we're using the swap model again. No, we're going to use a new model for the game. We can't use any of the player models in the new version. There's like a technical reason why. Okay. Curious if this is just all the values or any of these. Yeah, touching any of these now. So strange. Maybe we should try restarting the editor. Which is strange. It was we were able to edit those just a second ago. It's going to make this very difficult. Let me go back to OBS and go here while I restart the editor. Does this? Okay. I think it's while we're ejected, maybe it causes a problem. So let's change this to 1. See what we get. And I just want to eject and see where the light is. And I don't even see the light. Oh, there it is. So that's pretty good, but I think we have to go more than that. So I'll do this while I'm inside because I don't know what's. It really really surprises me that that's happening. Let's try this here. 5, 10. I have no idea why that's happening. This is one of the hardest things about working in an editor. When we made CastleMiner Z, it was all our own technology. So if something like that happened, I would immediately know why it was. But in these things, we don't know that. That's the right number. But what I'm seeing on the screen isn't right. Oh no, wait a second. Yeah, it actually probably is. Let's just do that. Let's burn that value in and see what we get. And yes, I'm surprised nobody was screaming. Okay. Let's, that was really horrible of me to not do, to forget that, to not put the screen on. The quickest way I think is to get this up on the screen again. dive into a cave. And this value should be 10. And now we're not seeing the light flickering on and off, but that's good because we'll change the intensity separately. So we're seeing it move, but not flicker on and off. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so the way we do this is we gotta edit the blueprint for this. Stop this. And where is there's a default value. Save that, compile it, okay. Okay, and now we will go on to the next thing, which is the intensity of the light. Somebody's asking here what kind of music I listen to. Man, I listen to like so many different types of music. When I started doing these podcasts, I wanted to, or these dev streams, I wanted to like play music in the background, like music I liked, but I realized that would cause lots and lots of problems on YouTube, so I stopped doing that. When I was doing the soundtrack for the game, I was thinking a lot about sort of like a rock genre of music that I was listening to at the time that the game was made, and I put a lot of care into trying to replicate that sound as much as possible. A lot of the, like I said before in the soundtrack, none of those vocal tracks will ever make it into the game, but I was hoping to have them backing tracks for videos. Yeah, that's the look we're going for. If anything, it should be a little bit more extreme. See, does it affect the torches on the wall? You can see the heat effect coming off the torches too. It's kind of cool. Somebody's asking here about the classic wind sounds. There's a lot of sounds that come with the weather in the game. I don't know if people haven't seen this yet. Actually, I'll spawn it down here. It'd be kind of cool to see this in the... weather is gonna be a big part of the game and the remake. You can see like the rain will start coming down through the... Actually, that's not working very well. I don't know if you can hear that. This was actually working better before. The particles shouldn't be coming down in here. Okay, great. We got a third of this done. So and we know what we're doing now. So let's go to the next spot. And the next thing in the Savage Lands code that I did was I varied the intensity of the light. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we flickered the light itself. Light intensity. This I don't know what that is. Well, that's interesting. This is an animation curve, but from 0 to 1, I think. This is actually going to be hard to replicate. There was a curve I used to attenuate the light. Let's do the hue first. It'll be more fun. Hue flicker amount and hue flicker rate. I'm still having trouble. This isn't even an editor that I usually use. Set color. Somebody said we're better Zhang. Thank you for the donation. Said we're better devs than Mahjong. Thank you so much. A funny story. I interviewed for Mojang at Microsoft at one point, and they ghosted me. I thought it would be a good fit. Okay, so we need to do is get the initial color of the light, I think. This is going to randomly change the color over time. Okay, so in the begin play, we're going to get the color of the light. There isn't a I have to do a little research. This code is, there's some color conversion code here that I need, and I don't know if Unreal has it, otherwise I have to implement it myself. Well, somebody's asking about my Mojang interview. So I'm trying to think about this. This was like after Death Toll at some point, and they were looking for somebody at Mojang, and I worked at Microsoft before for a long time. So I went in there. They definitely were interested in interviewing me. They interviewed me, and when I was waiting for the last interview, the guy said, "I don't know, this person's in a meeting." And then I waited in a room for like 2 hours, and he came back and he said, "I don't know, like we must not have, I don't know where the guy is that's supposed to interview you. Maybe you should just come back tomorrow." And then they just never called me again after that. So I don't know. I thought it would be fun to work on Minecraft for a while. And I thought it would be a interesting thing to do, but they were obviously not excited about having me. With this here. Let's enter. Okay. This is the hardest thing with dealing with a new engine because you just don't know where everything is. I want to change this color from RGB to HSV. RGB to HSV, here we go. RGB linear to HSV, I think this is it. And I have to like look up everything where somebody's asking here if they can stream the game, and yeah, I definitely you could stream the game. Oh, here we go. Really? Is it that? Wait a second. No way. Oh. Why would it be in that? This is the thing. I don't know Unreal very much. Linear RGB to HSV. Here, right here. Okay. We're having different challenges. It's good because I guess I'm learning. God. Space, how do I get it to go? I hate this editor. Okay, there we go. Tab. And this should be let's go back to the other my old code and see what happens here. So what we do here is we vary the hue, and then we take the original and do it and put it in. So let's do, and the saturation and brightness we probably don't touch yet. That's, and it's trying to replicate that, but it's not a great way to do it. Okay, so what we will do is put that in here. F linear color, that's it. F linear color. And what we'll do just to test this is we will, down here, we will set linear color to linear. Linear color is equal to original color HSV dot HSV to linear RG. Oh my god, it's different in Visual Studio than tab. There we go. New color, set light color. Okay, and let's just make sure that this builds. And now we should have these as values here, hue flicker amount and hue flicker rate. Okay, good. Is this boring the crap out of you? I just wonder how much of these streams. Okay. Doesn't seem like it. So let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. So now that we got that, we might as well just run around a little bit while just to make sure we don't crash or anything. Make sure the light shows up underground still. It does. And we get our little flicker effect. I think that should be more. The amount could be probably 50 now. 40 at least. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that's a good amount of flicker? And let's pop out here and take a look at it. I think we have to also adjust the the height offset to at least to probably half of the value. So I guess. What do you think? Somebody's suggesting streaming through Twitch. That's a really good suggestion. I don't know why I haven't thought about that yet. We used to do a lot of stuff. We had a partnership with Twitch early in their days. I should see if I could stream to them at the same time. Let's make sure we get those values in there, 40 and 20. Save and compile. Okay, and we'll do let's do our hue variation now. So where's the math for this in my old self here? This is it. This is going to be interesting. So we'll copy this out of here. This is going to be our hue, noise, get range, oops. And this is going to be original color. These are probably all doubles. Original hue is really, I think this is going to be our original color dot X. R. That's a really good question there, is that what it turns that hue into. I doubt it's degrees. I'm sure this is radians. See if I can look up the docs on that. There, so let's see if we can find, oh, here we go. Oh no, it is degrees. Wow. Okay, then all this should work. Hue in degrees, we add it to the original hue, new hue, normalize the hue. And then we need in God, I have such a hard time getting used to this editor. Okay, that, and this is this, and now we should start seeing hue variation. So that is that. So let's build this. Do I ever get lost in my code? Yeah, I think everybody does. I think, you know, when we were doing X and A stuff, I think that we were, I was very, very familiar with the engine. I had written most of the engine myself, so it was a lot easier for me to get around. And in this project, I haven't used C++ in a really long time, although I used to develop games for it when I was younger. John has done most of the programming so far, so it's sort of his world and not mine. So I'm just kind of like struggling to keep up, and I'm doing a bunch of things at the same time. I'm putting art together. Okay, so you could see this here. This is good. You're seeing how the colors is switching now from like red to blue to green, and I'm gonna make it extreme here in a second, and we'll check it out. So there should be now this hue. So if I change the amount to like a huge number, you'll see all different colors. And as I make this lower and lower, you'll see the variations go less and less. I actually think that's probably too much. It's probably, this is probably the right amount. So we can see this in a darker place, that the light will actually change color now as it's flickering. And I think it's actually going a little too slow. It's also like a little too green. Let's try 0.1 again and see what we get. Yeah, we're definitely going off into like a green range. It's cool if we see it big, but this is probably, I don't know, maybe too. Let's try it slower. Let's make sure that the rate is. Oh, we're not honoring the rate here. Let's figure out why that is. Oh, we forgot to do this. Okay, let's fix this. It is hue. No, hue noise. It's the wrong one too. Okay. Oh, I don't even have it in there. Okay. Two more of these. Hue noise. And this one is going to be noise. The vary intensity too. hue flicker rate. There we go. Okay. Glad I didn't just accept that, because that would have been a mistake. I don't know if I did a save. Let's do a build. Somebody's asking about, a bunch of people have asked about us building a Patreon. I feel like kind of dirty doing that, but it would help us a lot. Would anybody actually contribute to that if we set up a Patreon? And would anybody be highly offended by that? Because in the past, we've never really asked for funding before. Okay, let's go test this. It's always good to push things to the extremes when you're doing things, just to see if they're working or not. So let's go down in the cave here, and our colors are all over the place. Let's try this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this really big, and we're going to make it really slow. Yeah, there we go. So you could see this. In fact, we could go the full color range as 1. It'll start getting blue and purple and stuff. Okay. So obviously we don't want this. I think we want, but it works. So I think this is probably the flicker rate we want. If not, the other, what was the other one? 0.15. We could match it. And this is probably 0.1, if not less. Actually, probably something more subtle than that, half of that. Yeah, and that's a little difference, but little things like that end up making a big difference. And it doesn't cost anything for us to do that. I don't know. What do you think about this so far? This is I think any more color variation than this, and the torch will start to look green. Well, the other thing is that the torch is kind of green, and maybe that's the problem. The torch here has a color, the light. Is I would swing this hue into the red area a little bit. Yeah. And we will change our torch itself to do, whoa. Okay, I think I just lost all my changes. Okay. That is way too much. Something off about that. It's like the green hues in there are bothering me. 15. We lost this effect. Okay. Let me try. I'm going to burn these values in and see what we get. So what was the 0.05 and 0.15 here. Let's compile, save these. And then the light itself in here. I just want to swing the hue a little bit to, let's say 18. Yeah. Okay. And we'll see then. Let's see how that looks. I don't know, that's pretty good. Let's go deeper. I still think it changes too much. That to 0.4. Maybe speed it up a little bit. No, anything that's worse. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Let me just remember those at 0.04 and 0.1. There's that blueprint window. Ugh, I gotta pull it up. This is the problem. By the time I find it, I have a really, really bad memory. 4 and 0.1. Let's compile, save that. Let's take it up. People here are talking about the loot boxes. I'm taking the loot boxes out. I never actually put the loot boxes in there, so. And I think it's sort of, what I say is that I would have rather given you more stuff to do than make it easier for you to get the stuff that's already there. The company that did that was they did a really good job, but I just disagree with that one design choice. Yeah, so this is pretty good. Like this is pretty good. You know what we should do? Well, I'll do that when we get the last one, is the attenuation of these lights needs to be adjusted so that they light up more areas. But maybe we should do that right now. Gotta get in a big cave to do that. And I happen to know of a big cave. I should mark this location. It's my secret cave down here. You go into this corner and you dig down. You find yourself in a giant cave. And let's pop out here. Take a look at the cave, and probably the attenuation is this radius here. And it just should be bigger. Like this should be like 10,000. now when we go back in, these torches, of course we've like lost the torch and I've lost the value. Okay, but that's fine. We'll just fix it in the blueprint. Ah, crap, where's the blueprint? Did I close it? Usually I'd have these running on a separate window. It's the easiest way to find this. Where is this torch light? And we're just gonna intensity set this to be 10,000. Compile, save. And let's just go down and see what that looks like in caves. Yeah, so now the fire is really lighting up the caves, which is kind of cool because that's what you would expect anyways. And if we get down in like some dark caves, that might be too much. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it's too much? Let's go back into that. Let's go back into my deep cave. Yeah, that's too much, which is good because there's a performance issue associated with that. So let's pull that back a little bit and see. I think here, what's the default? No, I have it at 10,000. I think here it's 23,000 is probably the place to be. That actually might be too much too. How about 2,000? Let's see it again. Oh no, did I close that window? God. What is it called? The BP. And torch handheld, yeah. So make it 3,000. Oh, whoa, thank you for the donation. I've seen these are familiar faces and I really appreciate that. I'm gonna lose that window again. Okay. That's going to be a problem, but figured that out. I feel like this is pretty much what I would expect out of a handheld torch. At least it lets you see the inside of these caves. Okay, so the last one we're going to have to do is the intensity variation. And I used to apply a curve to this, and now I'm wondering if I need to do that. I bet when I implement this, what I'll see is, yeah, somebody's saying we need more flicker. The flicker is what we're doing right now. We're putting the flicker in. When I put this in, I bet I'm going to see why I had a curve in there in the first place. There's probably some reason for that. Flicker amount and flicker rate is what we need. And I had a base intensity value, which I don't understand why I did that, but we'll figure it out later. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put in our flicker amount and flicker rate. And these are going to be doubles. I've also, now we're going to need a starting light intensity. Original intensity. Okay. Now we're going to start running into John's stuff, I think. Oh, no, we took it out already. Okay. Starting light intensity. Oh, he's doing this correctly. Let's just save that. We'll use his item. Okay. And this one is pretty easy because this is our where is that code? It is starting intensity minus the flicker amount. Yeah, that's actually it. And we would used to multiply this on a curve, but we're just going to use this part for now. Back to rider is, oh, we need a noise channel for that too. So, oh, we call it flicker noise. Flicker noise, okay. Oh, Thanks for the donations. Appreciate it. Looking better and better each stream. I really appreciate it. Flicker rate. Zero to starting light intensity. This is new intensity. And now we just set that. I do not know all the keystrokes and stuff for this editor. Okay, let's compile. We should have a new value available to us. Let's give it a go. And now we're seeing the flicker. Okay. Is the value in there? There we go. Flicker amount, flicker rate. So let's just put this up really high and see. We should be, that's probably too high. 10. 2. And make it really slow. Just make sure that we're have all the right controls. It's a little weird. So definitely a 1 might be the biggest value here. So let's read. Okay. So I think we want this. We probably want this to match the other one's point. 1.6, I think, was the rate we were using. Actually, I think that's too slow. Three. 0.25, definitely. And I don't think I want so much flicker, like 0.7. There we go. I think that's it. Maybe a little. Let's see. At 1, it's a lot. 0.8. Yeah, I think this is it. I think we got it. Let me 0.8 and 0.25. Let me burn those values into the blueprint. Secret cave hole here. There we go. Secret cave hole. And let's walk around with this and see what this looks like. I think we got it. I think that this is, that's the red fire is next to us. So let's get away from that and see. I feel like I'm carrying a torch. And I think that that is a win for, yeah. It's funny that I always think it's so interesting when code gets carried from game to game. So this code I did in Savage Lands, it got brought over to Death Toll, and now it's making it to CastleMiner Z, even though it has there's a different language here. I don't know, do you guys like this? See the if we could do this torch item actor. We have to set this separately for the wall torches, so we're gonna have to do that too. And you know what I'll start by doing is just copying all the values over. $40, 1620.04, 40.6. Is that what I had? 40, no, 0.16. Jesus, I have the worst memory in the world. 40.16. $20.04. 0.1, 0.8, 0.1. Actually, what am I doing? I can just break these out. Look at them at the same thing. Okay, 4620.04, 1.8, and 0.25. Let's, oh, and then we change the hue of it. So let's save that. Compile it, and we will change the hue of the light. We had that in light color was 0.17, not like 18. So we will change this to 18, and we will change the attenuation. We'll bring it out to 3000. Save, compile. These, I think the intensity, he pulled these down. We might have to pull this up. Whoa, thank you for the donation. Yeah, I noticed this too, where the flames bleed over. It has to do with anti-alias, the way that they do anti-aliasing. Like, we'll probably look into that as the time goes on in the future. It's, you know, we're just trying to get things in now without spending a lot of time worrying about visual artifacts and things like that. Okay, so now this is, we were just editing the torches that we see on the walls. So let's go, I gotta mark this location. So I don't have to keep doing this. Let's put one on the wall here. Actually looks pretty. Let's get our torch off. That probably has to be attenuated more. Let's, you know what I need to do? I have this ability to mark locations, and I need to use it. I want to get in like a dark cave here. And that is just not bright enough, but it's bright. It just needs to be attenuated. So let's, how does this work? You eject, I can select this. Wall torch, torch light. Getting sunshine in here. Ah, crap. Okay. Stop. Okay. Let's start again. Okay, let me, let's go underground. Put a torch up while we do this. Oops. Yeah, this is a good place to be. What is, I forget what it was. Shift F1. I think that was it. And then we can just go. Yeah, okay. So let me put a torch on the wall. And it definitely isn't doing enough. So it looks good though. Like it's the right effect. Wall torch. Okay. And I really think it's the attenuation. So let's see, does it light this area up? If we do 10,000. It's not bouncing either. Oh, there it is. I actually think that's too much for the wall torches. Let's roll that amount. Bob, let's change this to 20 and this to 10. And the rate to 2. 2.5. 5. Too much. 3. It's too much. 10. 5. Too much. 3, 4, 15. 3. I think that's it. What I'm looking at here is the way that the fire bounces on the wall. versus the way it bounces on the shadows. And I'm trying to get them both to look right. I actually think that this is the right values though. What did I say here? It's 15. I'm gonna have to remember these. 15.3 and 5. Oh, yeah, such a bad memory. I'll never remember that. And then the attenuation is pulled out further, but I think the intensity needs to go up a little bit. Let's do that first. Okay. So 15.3 and 5 in the wall torch. Save and compile that. And then the light, we're going to attenuate at 10,000. And we'll bring this up to 100. See how that works. Compile, save. We can... Oh, come on. No way. Control F1. There we go. Zip down to our location and let's put the torch back up. What's weird is our handheld torch is just so much. I see why John brought this down. Our handheld torch does like so much more light. Put a second torch in this area, light it up. This is easy because then we could just pull down. I think we need to pull down the handheld torch. I think this is reasonable. Make sure the values are in here correctly. Large attenuation, we're I don't know, what do you guys think about this? If the torches get brighter, you can't see the fire as much. Because of how they reflect off of things. Like here, you can't really see it. But if they're dimmer, it doesn't light the surroundings areas up very much. But what bothers me is your handheld torch is like way, way brighter than any of these things, which is useful, but maybe too useful. I wonder if I should just pull, I'm going to see if I pull the intensity out. I'm going to pull the intensity down of the handheld torch. So we have the handheld torch is at 500 and the BP torch is at 100. So let's put this at like somewhere in between, like 250. I don't want the handheld torch to be too useful. Oh, we should be able to just zip down there. Control, there we go. I don't want the handheld torch to be too useful, where you don't need the other torches, but I don't want the other ones to look bad. So your handheld torch is like twice as bright. It's probably about right. Definitely an easy thing to tune later on. The guns, man, the guns look really great down here. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we're almost done. I think this is good. I'm going to show this to the rest of the team and see what they think about it before we go any further. I really appreciate everybody coming by. I definitely appreciate the donations. You know, don't come to look at the zombies going nuts over here. I don't expect donations when I come on here, and it definitely helps us. It helps us a lot. So yeah, I appreciate everything. I'm thinking about maybe I'll set up a Patreon and see what it goes. It would help us out. Like we don't. Everybody's kind of doing this on volunteer time right now, and that's fine. Except that you know, getting assets done for us costs money. So if any sort of contribution you guys make like that would help us a lot and would show us that there's like support for the community to get stuff done, and it makes things better in the game. So I appreciate everything. We've been on for like what is it, like 2 hours now, but we got a good result. I mean, this is good. Like everything here is really, really good. These torches look really awesome. They're a little bit bright against the wall. I have to figure out if I can do something about that. But yeah, the look, I mean, the lighting, the look down here is really great. Like just really, really cool. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, somebody's asking about the tomb stream. I think I have a way to do it. So here's the, I promised that I was going to do a stream building the tombs. I'm still going to do it. I haven't built the tombs yet. The thing here is that I had to like come up with like a strategy to do it, and all day long as I was like working out and stuff, I was thinking about a strategy for the tombs, and I think I figured one out. So when I do that stream, yeah, it'll be a fun stream to watch because it'll be a cool thing coming together. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm gonna shoot back to the theme music and get out of here. Thank you.